Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo le ncwadi esuke sizifundile sixoxela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde incwadi nalabo abasuke nje benqene ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuke ama reality shows ethu la eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama reviews or ama recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avuka uma ngabe lama show sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukusijoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, ungakhohlwa ke ukuthi upresse subscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell la eduze kuka-subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanti-ke kanjalo if ufuna ukuba imember yale channel ungakhohlwa ukuthi upresse u-join button la ngezansi bese ulandelela ama-instructions ukuthi uba kanjani imember kule channel. Namhlanje na ngifuna ukukhuluma about the famous the famous couple aka kanye no Nadia Nakai. Hopefully we can get through this video without ending up in court. We will use allegedly and probably and possibly as much as we can. Listen, you guys, the inspiration for this video, really honestly, it was just from me looking at some of the photos that the couple post on a regular basis when it comes to them, I guess, updating us about their love. And a lot of the times it's beautiful photos, it's lovely photos. It really looks like, you guys, it's just two people that are really in love. And I love love. I love love, and I love relationships when relationships work. And had we not known a lot of the things that we know about the two people that are in this relationship, honestly, it would look like a perfect relationship to anybody that looks at it. If you look at their photo, guys, really, they're lovely. They look like they're in love with each other, and they also just look like they're best friends. You know, they look like two people that are there to love each other and protect each other. But one thing that I always just notice is that every time I look at those photos, I always get an uneasy feeling about it. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that feels like that, you guys, but there is something that is uneasy when you look at them, and I think that it's because of what us as South African women are going through, and a whole lot of things that have happened when it comes to GVP, gender-based violence, GBV. Yes, according to there are a lot of things that have happened when it relating to gender-based violence in South Africa, and what we know about one of the people, Kwile couple, Lena. So it prompted me to do this video, you guys. One thing that I know that is a challenge, like for any woman when you get into a relationship with anybody, because when you get into a new relationship, a lot of the times you don't have access to a person's past, you know, and a lot of the times, like if you're dating somebody new, a person will only tell you what they want you to know about their past, and they will tell you things that are likely to make you want to date them, you know, things that are likely to make you want to be with them, and the stuff that really will make you question whether you want to be in a relationship with this person, they will not give you that information. And a lot of the times that when you date somebody that is new, that, you know, it's different when you're dating somebody that you know from childhood and you grew up with and all of that, but when you meet somebody new, it takes time for you to have access to the information about their past. You will have to get to know their friends, which takes time. Get to know their family, which takes time. By the time you have access to that information, sometimes it's too late, and that is the difficult part about getting into a new relationship. You just have to trust that this person hasn't been violent to anybody, and you just have to trust that they haven't killed anybody. You know, as a woman especially, you have to just trust that you know you are safe with this person. and because a lot of the times you do not have access to their past. But the thing about this particular relationship, you guys, I think the one thing that I always think about when I look at them is that the positive thing about it when it comes to Nadia Nakai is that she does have access to information on her partner's past. You know, it might not be all of it because obviously it's things that have made it to the papers, it's things that have made it to social media, but she does have quite a bit of information that must have or should have helped her to make that decision on whether she's getting into this relationship or not. I think she's one of the luckiest women in South Africa to be able to know which relationships this person has been in and how those relationships ended, and then be able to make that decision, because of a lot of us, when we get into relationships, we don't have that information. And that is one thing, you guys, that for me gives me comfort when it comes to that. We might not think that she's safe in that relationship, but the fact that she had all of this information that we also had, and she made a decision to get into that relationship, I believe that she was sane when she did. And so maybe she also knows something that we don't, because she's closer to him than a lot of us are. We just see their relationship through the media. So I wanted to talk a little bit about which relationships AKA has we've seen him in, because guys, listen, I'm sure there's more relationships that he's gotten into, more entanglement that he's gotten into that we don't know about. So the only things that I'm going to talk about here are the things that have made it to the media, and also I'm only going to focus on relationships with public figures, you know, and I'm sure there's a lot of other relationships that he has been in that we don't know about. Even if we know about, they are not that much of interest to us because we are interested in the famous people, you know. And guys, this is gonna be a little bit of a long video, so those that write on my comments that they don't like my long videos, this might not be a video for you, because today we are really diving in when it comes to this topic. Listen, you guys, the first relationship that I knew about when it came to AKA was obviously a relationship between DJ Zinhle and him, which at the time, honestly, I thought DJ Zinhle and AKA, for me, it was just like I don't know. I think Muda Bongs and DJ Zinhle make far more sense to me than no AKA and DJ Zinhle. But yeah, obviously, guys, when it comes to our celebrities, we don't know how they are privately away from the spotlight. So, I mean, sometimes we might not understand why certain people come together to be in a relationship, but it makes sense for them because maybe they are different when they are away from the cameras and from social media and all of that. Apparently, the story, you guys, about DJ Zinhle and AKA DJ Zinhle was the one that approached AKA on the DMs. Like they always say, it goes down in the DMs. So, but it was, she was approaching him about work. She really liked his music, wanted to work with him. And apparently they had gone to Botswana on a certain project that they were working on together. And DJ Zinhle this one night had no plans of going out, but AKA ended up begging her to go out with them just to hang out. And they got stuck in traffic, and then they talked until like 4 a.m. in the morning, woke up, went to breakfast, the typical stuff that happens when you fall in love, you know, before you realize you're actually in love with the person. You know, and then the rest is history, guys. That's basically how they got together. I mean, it from the way that the story is told in articles that I read about their article, it seemed like they were as surprised about they are falling in love as we were about they are falling in love. It's not like they expected that they were going to be together, the same way that we were surprised when we found out that they were are going to be good together. And this is like in 2012, you guys, when they actually got together. And then in 2015, obviously they were blessed with a really beautiful daughter, and that same year, unfortunately, that is when the rumors came out that AKA allegedly had cheated with Ubonang, and that was something that DJ Zinhle came out with. We don't know how true that was, but later on, as we all know, know that AKA had come out to say yes, it was true. He had cheated with Bonang. Unfortunately, their relationship ended that year in August 2015. So they broke up. And then that's when AKA acknowledged his relationship with Bonang. Guys, remember that when the rumors first came out about a relationship ka AKA and Bonang, Bonang denied because they were in a relationship. And it makes me think, you guys, because remember that video that I did about Bonang's beverage company, and the things that she's posting online saying that they want to steal her company and all of that. And I think we really have to be careful what we believe when it comes to Ubonang, you guys, because this made me think when I read about it that at the time when DJ Zinhle came out to say that her boyfriend at the time, AKA, had cheated with Bonang. Bonang denied those allegations, and later on they acknowledged their relationship. And AKA later on did say that yes, they did cheat, which means that Bonang lied to her followers at the time and said that she wasn't in a relationship with AKA. And that is something to think about, you guys, because there is so much that is going on with Bonang right now on social media that she's posting, and really like fighting to get the viewers to believe her side of the story when it comes to the house of B&G. So I think that is something that is very important to know, for the viewers to know what's potentially possibly she lied in this instance, because DJ Zinhle, it was like DJ Zinhle was just crazy. It was a crazy jealous woman at the time, and it was true the way being unfaithful. Anyway, in 2017, that's when a relationship, I think in December, that is when her relationship, Bonang and AKA's relationship, ended. Listen, you guys, from the relationship between AKA and DJ Zinhle, there is nothing that has been reported when it comes to GBV, you guys. Nothing has been reported. It looks like it was a functioning relationship, except for him being unfaithful. There's no cases of violence being reported between both of them, and DJ Zinhle has not spoken and has not spoken about anything that relates to her being abused physically or otherwise. So that relationship did not have any instances that you can relate to gender-based violence. So I just want to make that clear. So because people have said that, with everything that came out later on about AKA's recent relationship with her late partner, people have said that DJ Zinhle needs to come out and speak the truth, you guys. I don't know. I think you just have to make a judgment for yourself to think, is this something that DJ Zinhle is there something that DJ Zinhle is hiding when it comes to this relationship? Or nothing happened in that relationship. One thing about abusers, you guys, is that a person can be in an abusive relationship with you and then they date someone else and they're not as abusive, because a lot of the times abusers will think about how, if they can get away with it, they will abuse you when they think they can get away with it. And sometimes when they are in a relationship with somebody that they think, if I ever hit this person, they are going to talk about it, or they're not going to stand for it, they might not do it, because being abusive to a woman, it is a cowardly act, you guys. So whether the fact that she didn't speak about it means that it happened or not, it might not have happened. Like, honestly, it might not have happened, because if somebody abuses you, it doesn't mean that they're going to abuse the next person. So it's possible that it didn't happen, but it's also just possible, you guys, that at this point, even if it happened back then, it's possible that at this point, I mean, she's in a new relationship, she has a daughter with this person, they are building a co-parenting relationship that seems to work very well, because they seem to be parenting their daughter very well together. And I mean, even if it happened back then, she might just decide, because this is something that she will bury, and she doesn't need to talk about it at this point, because it will affect so many relationships that she has with him, with his mother, with their daughter, and also the relationship that he has also with the current her current partner. Apparently he's a husband now. So yeah, you guys. So but I just want to be clear that nothing has ever been reported when it comes to that relationship relationship. So if you are Nadia Nakai looking at this guy's past to decide whether you're going to date him or not, looking at that relationship, this is a good guy to date. Just the relationship between him and DJ Zinhle didn't work, but it doesn't mean that it won't work for you. And if you're looking at the fact that he did cheat on DJ Zinhle, I mean, you guys, everybody deserves a second chance, and people change, and maybe she can see that he has changed. But obviously, you guys, other people would say, so once a cheater, always a cheater. I do believe that people change, but other people might not believe that. But it gives her an indication that he could potentially cheat on her. But when it comes to whether he will be potentially violent towards her, judging from the relationship between him and DJ Zinhle, Nadia Nakai has no reason to think ukuthi AKA might do something like that to her. And obviously, too, when it comes to Ubonang, you guys, with AKA, also at the time when they were together, there's nothing that is reported that relates to maybe AKA potentially being violent to Bonang. There is nothing that was reported. Also, Bonang only allegedly spoke about him being unfaithful. So it looks like from relationship to relationship, the issue of unfaithfulness is something that goes on in his life. But in that relationship too, there was never a time or nothing has been reported. I did try to look online. There is nothing that has been reported when it comes to just him and Bonang being together in terms of him potentially being abusive to her. There is nothing that is reported at them. However, you guys, I would point out that Ubonang also has had a relationship with another DJ, a famous DJ as well, on which Bonang has come out to say that she was in an abusive relationship in that relationship with that DJ. So it makes me think ukuthi Ubonang is a type of person that if she is in an abusive relationship, she will talk about it. And I feel like I don't know, you guys, it would be really a surprise to me to think ukuthi her relationship with AKA was violent, but she chose not to speak about it, especially after AKA went on radio stations and did interviews about Bonang, ekhuluma ngendaba ukuthi Bonang usebenzisa imithi kanjani, you know. And then after that, she had every right to just avela geqa amagula akhuluma about everything and anything that happened in their relationship with AKA, but she didn't. That to me makes me think like possibly nothing like that happened in their relationship. He might have been unfaithful, the relationship didn't work out, but there was no GBV in their relationship. It makes me want to think that, because I feel like Ubonang is a type of, why would you be in one abusive relationship and talk about it, but be in another and not talk about it? It just wouldn't make sense to me. And also, it doesn't mean that this person has never been like that with another person. It just means that he was in this relationship potentially and felt like this person talks, because at the time when Bonang was vocal about the previous relationship that she had been in that was abusive, she was in a relationship with AKA. So he already knows that if I ever do something to this person, they will talk. So if he was an abuser, he will be thinking this is not a person to do that to, because definitely she's going to tell somebody, you know, that this happens. So yes, but between the two of them, nothing was ever reported, or there's nothing that I could find that was reported. Guys, obviously in 2017, December, it ends. As we all know, December always comes to end relationships. It always comes to end relationships. And then in 2018, he got back together with DJ Zinhle. I remember all of us thinking like, girl, like, are you serious? Are you serious? You know, all of us were like, yeah, let's just wait. Because we knew it was just not going to work, you guys. Someone cheats on you with someone else and they actually go and pursue a relationship with that person and then they come back to you. I was like, DJ Zinhle, like, really? Like, are you sure? But they did get back together, guys, and try to make things happen. And then the relationship ended again. And it's funny because when it ended, obviously we didn't get anything like an announcement or anything like that. What we just saw was AKA starting to post. Someone had posted a video of him and the new girlfriend, and then we realized, oh, so the old relationship had ended, and apparently it had been a while since it ended. They had gotten back together in 2018, and then in 2020 we were starting to see new photos of AKA reported. Of AKA with his new girlfriend. Listen, guys, even part two of their relationship, nothing violent is reported between the two of them. That breakup sounded more like it was amicable. It was the two of them agreeing that it just didn't work and that they were going their separate ways because there was no bad blood. It didn't feel like there was bad blood between the two of them. And then AKA started dating Uneli Tembe. And one of the things, you guys, and I think this is important for us as followers and viewers to know, is that she said that AKA, he said the one thing that he likes about Uneli Tembe is that she's not a public figure and she really, really likes to keep things private, you guys. And this is something that is very important to remember as we go through this story because remember, like I said, that sometimes when someone is an abuser, they are not an abuser in every relationship that they're in. They look at the fact that is this person am I going to be able to get away with it? That's what they think about basically when they get into a relationship, in deciding whether they're going to act like an asshole or not. And the fact that there was a lot of the times with DJ Zinhle and with Bonang, though it was going to be difficult if the relationship was abusive. It was going to be difficult to keep it under wraps. It was going to be difficult because they're public figures. If they didn't disclose it, someone else might have disclosed it. So it was high risk for him to behave like that. If he is somebody that behaves like that in relationships, I'm not saying that he does, but I'm just saying if he was somebody that behaves like that in relationships, it was going to be hard to keep it under wraps with DJ Zinhle. It was going to be hard to keep it under wraps with Ulokuzana, with Bolang, because they're public figures. But he says here when he gets into a relationship with Uneli Tembe that he likes her because she likes keeping things private. If I'm the abuser, like I'm thinking here, I can get away with a lot. I can get away with a lot. She doesn't she doesn't talk about everything that happens in our relationship. She's not going to put everything online. She's not going to put everything on social media. This might just be the perfect person for me to date. This is if he is the person that acts that way in relationship. So then in 2020, that's when we started seeing a lot of the stories about AKA's dating life between him and Uneli Tembe. And then in February 2021, which was a year later, they got engaged and then gave her this sparkling diamond engagement ring. And then in March 2021, that is when he went and paid lobola. There's all these photos of AKA with the family in KZN, paid lobola for Ulokuzana. Unele, and then they started dating. We all know, guys, following that the relationship, I mean, obviously I don't see anything that is reported between the two of them that relates to gender-based violence, you guys, prior to the incidents that happened, which was when his partner Uneli passed. Before that there wasn't a lot that was reported in terms of their relationship being volatile. However, when the incidents took place in 2021, I think, where Uneli was allegedly she allegedly took her own life, a lot of the things then came out. There were videos that were circulating of them verbally being abusive towards each other. And there was also that one video that came out when AKA was breaking the door to this one bedroom where Uneli was supposed to be in that bedroom, and then he gets on the bed on his feet. It's a really uncomfortable. It looks like something from a movie, like when the bad guy is about to kill somebody in a bad movie. That's how that video looks. And that video came out just after it had come out because Anele had passed, you guys. It's a scary thing to go through, and to see. It's a scary video to see, and it's a scary the photos as well. There was a lot, and those videos and the photos gave us an indication that their relationship might not have been as peaceful as maybe some of us thought. But obviously those videos, it's more like video clips. It doesn't show the whole thing. We don't know. After he broke the door, walked into the room, we don't know what happened after that. You know, when they were having that conversation where he was saying that allegedly that Uneli is drunk or something, or is on drugs, and she wants to possibly take her own life. We don't know what happened after that, you guys. And also, just because we have that video doesn't mean that that is the only time that something like that happened between the two of them. It might have happened many other times, and it might have been the only time that it ever happened. So then when those videos and those photos came out, that's when people started saying, no man, something is going on here. Did this girl really like take her own life, and there's something, or there's something sinister that happens here? To be honest with you guys, nobody knows. You know, AKA was the one that was there in the house. Nelly is no longer here to tell us something different. The only reliable source that we have is AKA, and he says that he did not do anything to her. She's the one that took her own life. But it's clear that their relationship was volatile. I don't think that he has admitted to hitting her or anything like that, but when we see him break that door the way that he did, I mean, it makes you think that possibly maybe something happened where he was violent towards her. So you guys, this is the thing, you guys. Just like I could just go online and get all of this information on all of these relationships, about all of these relationships that AKA has been in, just like I could get that information, you guys, it's also available to Nadia Nakai. And obviously, if she looked at that information and decided this is a great guy for her to date, who are we to say otherwise, you know? And I feel like for me, it gives me comfort to know that she's got that information. And if she's making that decision, being sane, then we should just let her be. The unfortunate thing, guys, about a relationship being violent or having elements of gender-based violence in it is that you realize too late that you should have done something. And I think that that would be the most unfortunate thing about this relationship, is that as South Africans, if something is going on, we will probably realize too late that it is. And right now, you can't really do much. And I know that there was recent reports from Daily Sun saying Uguti, there was a violent incident between Nadia Nakai and AKA when they were out of the country. And then AKA, I think, is suing a newspaper allegedly for publishing that story, because both him and Nadia Nakai are saying that story is not true. And you know, I would believe them, you guys. But for me, that Twitter that AKA tweeted around the time that they say that incident took place, where he said, I will never let another woman degrade me ever again. That tweet, for me, it felt like he is talking about Nadia Nakai, and something had happened between the two of them. And he said, I will never let another woman degrade me ever again. And it was posted around the time that that incident is said to have happened, the incident that they say that is not true. For me, had he not posted this on his, I think it was Twitter, had he not posted this, I would think, no, maybe Daily Sun, because they know what had happened with his past relationship, maybe they're making up stories. But this tweet, he tweeted it, which gave an indication that something was happening between her and Nadia Nakai. And it scares me, because it makes me feel like maybe something really did happen and Daily Sun was onto something. So it worries me a little bit, you guys. But that's all that we can do as the viewers, as the followers, is just to worry a little bit, because she seemed like she's happy in a relationship. I think we just have to wait. Maybe it's gonna work, maybe it won't. And also another thing that really scared me when it came to AKA, when he was wishing Nadia Nakai happy birthday, and he says, "You saved my life." Guys, there are statements that when people say, we can think of them as really, oh, it's sweet, she saved her life. But anytime that somebody relates to them, their life, attach their life to you being in their life, it's like somebody saying, the day that you leave me, I will kill myself. That is abusive, you guys, because every time that you think of leaving, you're thinking about their lives, you're thinking about bazos if I go. If somebody says, you saved my life, that is a heavy statement to put on your partner. You saved my life, because then it means that if I leave you, your life will go back to being a mess and all of that. So there are those clues, you guys, that make me uncomfortable. But I do feel like the same clues that I'm getting as a follower and as a viewer, Nadia Nakai, she's getting, and she's making a decision for herself to be in this relationship. And I think that at this point, we just have to accept Guti, she wants to be in this relationship, and she's not gonna leave him. I guess she will leave him when she decides, you know. But yeah, guys, we hope and pray that nothing like what happened to Nelly happens to Nadia Nakai, because obviously a lot of us don't know what really happened with Uneli, except for what AKA has told us. And we hope it's a beautiful love story that will end, you know, with happily ever after. Hey, but game to learn, that's hardly happily ever after. Guys, please like this video before Nipu Magiona. We will do more videos like this, you guys, where we give a little bit more details on the people that we talk about. If you've got information on this couple that I don't know about, then you can tell me in the comment section, and also just tell me what your thoughts are on this issue, you guys. But that is it, guys. Everything that is said on this video is alleged. Well, some of the stuff they've admitted to, except for the stuff that the people admitted to. It's alleged, guys. But the bottom line is that we don't know what happens in these relationships, but what has been posted online is what we can judge with. Guys, please like this video, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.